I have a question. I need an honest answer today. Try not to lie. Just for this question purpose, you're going to like it. All right? Let me see the hands of the people that get lonely sometimes. Let me see. You feel lonely sometimes. Let me see the hands of the people that feel sad sometimes. That get angry sometimes. That get happy at times. That's everybody. And you don't get happy at any time?
Well, sometimes I'm just not sure if it's happiness or just joy.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's just,
all right.
I mean, I just feel complete.
Okay. Did I ask about sad already? Oh, okay. What else? Okay, I think that's covered everybody, right? Yeah. Is there anyone in the room don't feel anything at any time about anything? Okay, well, we got everybody covered. I was watching this movie, and it was interesting to me in that I wasn't looking for anything. I was just watching the movie. And the movie was about these four ladies who were friends, and they've been friends for a long time. And they look like they're in their 30s, late 30s, early to late 30s. And one is a lawyer, one is a, she owns a beauty salon, one of them worked for the airport, and one used to work for a bank, but she's been accused of robbing the bank. So she's laid off right now. But anyway, they're friends, and then they're dating these guys. And these guys that they've been dating for about, a movie story for about a couple of years. And when they first met these guys, and these guys are lawyers, they don't show any black person that's not nothing anymore. They're all lawyers and doctors and everything now. Remember when they showed black people when they were not lawyers and doctors, and the black people got mad, and now they have to show everybody being important. So these black guys are important too, doctors and lawyers. And so when they met, and they met at different times, they didn't all meet all the guys at the same time. They met and they courted each other, and in the courtship they said really nice things to each other. The guys really said nice things to the ladies, and the ladies would respond with happiness and niceness too. And they dated and they dated, and then one of the guys really got into his girlfriend to the point he bought her apartment building. And it was like really nice, a big apartment building. And then the other guys did certain things. They were all happy, And then after a while, the happiness changed to anger. They started fighting one another. The girls and the guys, they started disagreeing about things. Some of the girls started dating different guys. Even the guy that bought the woman the apartment, his girlfriend started dating some other guy. He was like, how you gonna date someone and I just bought you an apartment? But she's like, I'm free, I can do what I want. I didn't tell you I wasn't gonna date because you bought me a place. But he was like, I didn't expect you to date. And so their joy went to anger. And then over the last couple of years, according to the movie, they've been treating each other really bad, not getting along at all. The girls and the guys dating around with different people. And so this time, they're like broke up, but really not broke up. You know how you break up with somebody, but you still see them off and on? It was like that. And so the other day, one of the lawyer girl decided she was going to go online and find her a man. You know how they do the dating online thing? So she went online and found a guy, and they all met, and he brought 3 of his friends along for the other girls. So they all having dinner, they were laughing and playing and drinking. And the guy was just really making the ladies feel good, how pretty they are. And I just really want to be with you. And these are like uppity blacks. You know what an uppity black is, right? Okay. And so the guy was like really romancing the girl and was trying to leave the cafe. And the guy said, let's take the bus home. They're like, the bus? I ain't no bus home. I got a Cadillac. I got a car. And the guy like, no, don't be so uppity. Let's take the bus. And the girls finally agreed to take the bus. And so they got on the bus. They were having fun. And at the end of the bus route, they all got off. The guys went their way, the girls went their way. And the girl was saying, oh, there's something special about these guys. They're like different. Don't you agree? And the other 3 ladies like, yes. It just feels better. It just feels good. And what I realized in that instant, that all they're doing is repeating the same thing with new faces, but it's the same thing. The relationship start out fun. It started out like we're meant for each other. You're beautiful, you're handsome, you're this, you're that. And then the relationship turned to argument. That's the same thing going to happen with these relationships. But because they're unconscious, they don't know it. Isn't that crazy? And in that unconscious state, we all do the same thing. We go around in a circle with different relationships, thinking that just because they feel better, they're going to work this time. Anybody ever done that? And most people never pause to say, why is it every time I get into a new relationship, it ends up just like the old relationship? And why do I keep trying, thinking that this relationship is going to be better than the next relationship? It's the same thing. Why can't y'all see you're doing the same thing? Anybody want to tell me? Oh, I'll tell you. Yeah, sure.
I went to a shooting range this weekend.
Yes.
And you know, I grew up with guns. I've been shooting my whole life, and I thought I knew like how to be safe and like the method of how to use a gun. I went to a beginner course. It was really long and like intensive. It was like 3 hours long, and I got like an actual lesson on how to do it, and the actual method on how to use a gun. And I had no idea that I didn't know. Like I thought I knew. So I think thinking I knew was the mistake in that. I didn't know that I didn't know.
Right.
You know, I had no idea that I didn't know.
I totally understand
that. I didn't know these
things.
things.
That's a deep point.
And I thought I knew. And it was a weird feeling to like think you know something and then suddenly realize you had no idea. Like I had no idea.
That's the problem with the whole world. They don't know that they don't know. They think that they do know. And then if you try to tell them they don't know, especially if they're not ready to know, they don't want to hear it. How you going to tell me what I don't know? How you going to tell me what I'm doing? But you're absolutely right. And learning to shoot a gun is different than, because when I was growing up, I had a rifle at 15. I went out and just killed a squirrel. I didn't have to pull the gun out and go all like this and stand a certain way and make sure the gun ain't going to throw me down. But they teach you that at the range. And I didn't know that either when I first went a long time ago.
Yeah, like there is a right way to do it.
Yeah.
There is a right way to do it.
Amazing.
I didn't know that existed.
So when you go hunting again, are you going to do all that when you hunt?
Well, this was like, I guess more self-defense oriented as opposed to hunting oriented.
Right. Oh, okay.
So I'll probably hunt the same.
Nice. Yes, sir.
To add to what he's saying, one thing I realize is that when we don't know, our mind makes up how to do it.
Yeah.
If I don't know how to do something, my mind will tell me how to do it. And it could be disastrous. It could be, it will be wrong, but some things you could lose your life or a limb or something.
Except for practical thinking, all thinking is wrong, is evil. And you don't know the depths of how the mind feeds you different thoughts and ideas about everything. They are always feeding you. That's why in order to enter into the kingdom of heaven, you're going to have to overcome the intellect. You're not going to get into the kingdom as long as you hold on to the intellect. You got to let it go. Because in the kingdom, there is no thinking. Except for in this world, you only need thinking for practical thinking. I got to go to work. I need to be on time. The time went by today, went a time later today, so I need to set my clock. Other than that, there is no more thinking. There is no more thinking. What do y'all think about that? You got to live on earth without thinking. Does that make sense to you? Oh, it does make sense? In what way?
Just because every time I think, I end up wrong, so I feel like it would be probably better for me to not think.
Yeah. Have you ever gone from relationship to relationship to relationship thinking this one is it?
I haven't been in many relationships, but...
Have you been in at least 2?
No.
Oh, so you had one and you realized this was wrong, that was it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Joe, you've been in a number of relationships, right? Have you ever gone from relationship to relationship thinking that the next one is going to work?
No, because I haven't been personally in that many either, in the sense of, for one, I've always just been, everybody in my family growing up was all single. I haven't seen marriage. I don't know what marriage looks like. I never seen none of that.
You never seen marriage?
I never seen nobody in my family that ever married. Nobody in my family actually had a relationship. Yeah.
I ain't never heard it. Where you born? In the woods? You were born to Tarzan and his wife? His girlfriend?
I never seen it. I never seen them have relationships. I never seen relationships around, besides like my friends and stuff like that. I think I had one uncle who was married, but he always was separate from the family. He always did his own thing. But,
I don't blame him.
Yeah. But, yeah, I never experienced that. On to the next. But I have experienced what you're talking about as far as thinking the excitement and the enjoyment of the beginning stages means something when it ultimately is just an idea, your imagination, like thinking that person's the one, it's going to last forever, and you feel so good, and then you get disappointed.
It's interesting, too, that you know that in the first relationship you were in, it started out with you making her feel good, she making you feel good. And you know at some point in turn from that, you make her feel bad, now she's making you feel bad. And so when you do break up, you get into a new relationship, but you forget that this thing is starting out the same way. What is wrong? This is not gonna work. Something gotta change, otherwise it's not gonna work. Anybody ever been through that?